I'm George Clarke and I'm here in Nottingham at the home of Hillary's, the window dressing experts. Now Hillary's has a network of local advisors, which means that wherever you live, they have experts all over the country who will come and take care of everything for you. But there's more to the process of measuring and fitting beautiful blinds, curtains and shutters than you might think. So I've come to the Hillary's Academy to join with James, Ross and Vipul and find out how expert advisors learn their craft. Putting us through our paces today is Ben. So Ben, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
What we're going to be doing today?
I'm going to show you the best way to measure and fit blinds.
Fantastic, after you. Let's go guys. So where are we?
We're in the workshop.
And there's loads of windows. What are people learning here?
So in here, particularly on this wall here, we're going to teach you how to drill.
Excellent. Power tools out.
Power tools out, ready to go.
So then I'm assuming when you're fitting a blind, particularly at the top edge of a window, you've got to think about the lintels.
Because it's a structural support, it can be really difficult to drill into as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some images up here. You've got Catnic ones, concrete ones, and steel RSJs. So how does that affect how you're drilling into it?
So there's lots of different drill bit types.
Yeah.
There's a process that we can follow to make sure we can do it right every single time.
Look at that. No crack. Well done, mate. So Ben, that was a bit of a challenge. What's next?
It was, everyone did really well on the drilling side of things, but now we're off to the Hillary's house.
The Hillary's house?
Yes.
After you, sir. I'm intrigued. Oh, Ben, this is awesome. You've got a full house setup. You've got living room, dining, kitchen.
And more importantly, we've even got a loo.
That's quite important, isn't it? The loo is the one space you need loads of privacy in.
Absolutely.
Perfect place for a blind. Well, Ben, fitting a blind in a tiny toilet like that must be quite tricky.
It can be quite tricky, yeah. You don't want to stand on the customer's toilet seat and cause any damage. If I can, I put a little toolbox for me to stand on to one side, just to give me the height to be able to reach to put the blind in place.
Now, you made it look very easy, but it's a little bit tricky, isn't it, just in terms of the space?
It can be, yes. You've got to be pretty flexible in conditions like this. So this is the Hillary's house, and this is where we do quite a lot of our measuring and fitting.
It's a really good setup. I suppose it provides all the different scenarios, everything to test advisors and trainees.
To make sure they're ready for when they go out there.
So Ben, if you're going to measure and fit a blind in a kitchen window, how do you do it so it's safe? Because it's quite a big reach, isn't it, over a sink?
It is quite a big reach, and we can't afford an advisor to stand on the sink because it's unsupported, so they could cause a lot of damage. So what some advisors will do is they'll have a board which will span the width of the sink, and it's something sturdy for them to kneel on.
Very safe way, really, of being able to measure and not damage the work surface or the sink at any point.
Absolutely.
So it's not just hygiene, it's safety.
Yes, and there's less risk of me falling too.
Yeah, you don't want to fall in the sink then.
No.
So Ben, bay windows.
Yes.
You're going to teach us how to measure them perfectly. Is it difficult?
It can be quite tricky depending on the blind type that you're putting in a window like this. You have to make sure that they're far enough forwards to avoid the handles and meet beautifully in the corners as well.
And how do you measure? Is it just a measuring tape?
It's not, no. We've got lots of different pieces of equipment we can use here to make sure we get it right every single time.
Next, I'm going to meet up with Libby, one of Hillary's local advisors, who's going to help me as I try out my skills with real customers. Libby, lovely to meet you.
And you, George.
How long have you worked for Hillary's?
2.5 years now.
2.5 years.
Yeah, yes.
Jen, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is your house.
My house.
You guys know each other?
Yes, I live very close by, we're neighbours.
Yeah, and I actually own a little coffee business in the village, so Libby's been really brilliant about fitting around my timetable. And
that's quite important, isn't it? Getting someone who's fairly flexible, working to your time scale to come in and measure up.
Yeah.
And what are you after as a blind?
I'm after a Roman blind. I'm having some renovations done to this room, so it's going to be one of the nice finishing touches.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully I'll get the measurements right. Otherwise, I'm in huge trouble with you today. And this is the window?
This is the window. We're going to measure up.
Excellent. Do you want a hand?
I certainly do, George, yes.
Brilliant.
I'm
Jen,
going to leave you guys to it.
thank you very much. We've got the trusty measuring stick.
And I've got my tablet.
Great, so you can make a note of all the dims. What shall I do first?
We'll do drop first, yeah.
Excellent. So we go from sill.
Yeah, right up to the top of the octave.
So that is 1861.
Yeah.
Now, this is quite a tall window, isn't it?
A lot of customers come to me who have tried it, had a go, and then they realise it's not as simple as it seems.
Next measurement.
It's 111, yeah.
So we've measured for Jen's Roman blind. I hope I've got it right, but we're not finished today, are we?
We're not. We're going over to another customer's house. We're going to do some fitting, George, and it's going to be a little bit challenging for you.
Thanks for that. Shall we go?
Come on, let's go. Hi, Deb.
Hi, Jens, how are you?
I'm very well.
Can we come in?
Of course you can.
Thank you.
Right. Yes.
So, Libby, whose house are we in today?
We're in my friend Deb's house. I've known Deb's for ages.
Have you?
Yes.
And how do you know each other?
Both of our sons go to the same school, so we've known each other for quite a long time.
So you've done a lot of work to the house already?
Yes, we
A
have.
huge amount, and you've got this gorgeous window, but it does need a few little finishing touches to it, doesn't
It
it?
would be quite nice to have something there that we can open and close as we want to, but then something that's not covering the stained glass windows as well.
What sort of blinds are we talking about then?
For a curved bay like this, the best solution would be a curved vertical.
Okay.
Because you have the option of pulling it back and opening up the window so you can still see your stained glass panels, but then you can bring it round and screen it off and regulate that light and privacy.
Shall we make a start?
Let's do it.
Great. So this is one section.
It's just one headrail.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that just clips in there. And then,
Oh, that sounds good.
good. And then I'll do that side.
Yeah.
Can we just check that's the right way around?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Great, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll do each individual one.
individual one.
How long would this normally take you?
Whew, 10 minutes.
What? So I think we're about there. Deb's, come and have a look. Come and see what you think. I think we've done it. It looks all right, isn't it?
It looks great.
Are you happy?
I'm really happy.
Good, but what's more important is, are you happy?
I am, definitely. They look amazing.
Brilliant.
Good job.
Should we see how they move as well?
Oh, wow.
They
Perfect.
look beautiful.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, pleasure.
They look really good. Well done. Well, I have to say that the end result looks amazing. These verticals are really sleek, and Deb's is obviously delighted. And that curve, well, it's a neat job, if I do say so myself. Now, I've learned so much about what goes into being a Hillary's advisor, and I've got to say I've got total respect for their knowledge and their level of expertise. And you know what? They're really nice people too.